million minutes to the year 2000. Not long, so computer system in the country. It's not just the obvious.
Well, it's a bridge that I remember, that I haven't been back to in like 40 years. But it's a specific bridge in the northwest of England, near Liverpool. The bridge, this artwork evolved out of a video I made a year or two ago called Dream English Kid, 1964 to 1999 AD, which I tried to kind of remake my memoirs, or make my memoirs, or a kind of something approaching a memoir anyway. And as a device through the decades, I used this bridge. So the bridge was built in '68, which is 4 years after I was born. And it was this new modernist emblem of the future, you know, or as Harold Wilson said at the time, the white heat of technology. Yeah, this kind of promise of Britain surging into the glorious horizon of the future. And but then by the '70s, it become this kind of dystopian, neglected ruin, full of the threat of violence and dread, you know. And then in the '80s, it was like this fantasy of sort of nuclear winter, a sort of post-apocalyptic landscape. And then in the '90s, it was repainted and rebranded as part of sort of New Labour's programme of kind of Britain, taking Britain back to the swinging '60s. It's trying to kind of conflate my history with you know, social history, I guess. But also it's like an archive, and I guess in that way it's like some kind of allegory of the internet, in a sense, as this vast repository of kind of history, you know, that can be called up at any time. You know, technology's put us in this strange place where we're never fully present, in a sense, or our presence is kind of distributed, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what this bridge is about. It's like, it's across time, you know, time's passing over, but down here, this is like subtemporal. It's like below time, time stopped down here, you know what I mean? And again, all these this history is kind of embedded in it that can be called up. And even though, you know, this piece seems very nostalgic and kind of about the past, I can only arrive at that kind of thinking because of what technology's kind of allowed us to access, you know, that vast repository, that continual ability to call up any time or anywhere, and kind of inhabit it, you know what I mean? So it's about now, you know. It's a confusing time, not just politically, but kind of, you know, our sort of mental landscape is very, it's in an interregnum, you know, it's in this weird between state where we can't kind of, we're neither rational animals nor are we kind of fully returned to some irrational past, you know. Ultimately, I believe more in music than, I mean, I believe in art, but I doubt it. I'm continually doubting art's, I don't know, place in the world, and it's kind of it's a kind of over-investment, I guess, in art, that it can do these things that I'm not convinced it can half the time. But I'm always convinced by music. Music, I have no doubts about. So I find myself constantly moving towards that, the forms of music, because they seem more, they seem less questionable, you know. I don't know if music makes you think, but it opens your mind, if there's a distinction between the two. But I don't, you know, I'm not looking for some, there's a nice, I was reading something the other day, there's a conversation I had with Ed Atkins, who had a show here before. And Ed talks about, you know, that he doesn't want art to make him think, he wants art to make him dumb. He wants to be dumbed by art, you know, to not think. And that's kind of, yeah, I'm very sympathetic to that idea, that actually it just stops you thinking and you just feel, or kind of, I don't know, you intelligently absorb it, but it's not, it doesn't put you in a stream of thought, a prescriptive stream of thought. I find that kind of art really boring. I'm trying to avoid that.